All right, so we're here with Miss Marrika. Oh, whoa, 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 hold on, I gotta get this right. Last name,
It's right there.
huh?
King Ortiz.
Say it again.
King Ortiz, Marrika, King
See,
Ortiz.
I was about to say Miss. I was like, ooh, can't do that. I was like, what? I caught that quick. I'm like, nope.
Yeah,
So
I haven't updated it like on social media just yet, but yeah.
I get you, but always respect level. So I was like, what that? Okay, so I'm gonna let you handle that because I don't want to butcher until I hear it. You know me. If I hear it 3 times, I'm good. But until I hear it 3 times, I'm gonna jack it up, and I don't want to do that because I don't want to be disrespectful to that man either. Always move in good faith, and you have less problems. Okay, so all right, so we're live now. So we're here with a clinician, okay, to talk about a few things involving mental health, athletes, and students. Okay, so go ahead and introduce yourself and give us a little bit of a background.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Marrika King-Ortiz, and I am a licensed mental health clinician as well as a lifestyle coach. And I've been in the mental health field for over 10 years. I had my master's from Concordia University, and I'm just so happy to be here. So thank you for having me.
No problem, no problem. All right, so what I wanted to get into with you is as far as youth and not necessarily just sports, but just their behaviors school wise. What changes have you seen since the pandemic actually kicked off here?
I would say the increase in mental health, specifically around anxiety and depression. I would say that those two diagnoses have increased at a very significant level compared to prior to the pandemic. And I believe the pandemic caused individuals to look at themselves, to come face to face with their emotions. We were not able to really be outside like that. And so individuals had to um, get used to being with themselves opposed to like being with friends or doing different activities outside the home, which again caused them to be face to face with their emotions and with their thoughts.
Gotcha, gotcha, definitely, and that's a big thing because you got so many kids that they wanted to get back to essentially being a kid. They didn't have those social outlets outside of the phones, tablets, and things of that nature. So they didn't get that day to day interaction of being in a school. So as I was speaking with another gentleman, he was saying that they came back to school. If they were in sixth grade, and when they came back they were in eighth. That time span. They're still doing silly things that a sixth grader would do, and you're sitting there almost in a face palm situation because you don't know how to handle it, but you have to handle it. But it was just an ongoing process with them, and then with their teaching practices. So,
Yeah, I totally agree. I did hear some of those things too from like parents and also individuals who do work in the school systems. But the issue has been, what year was it? I think it was like the year of 2000, and yeah, 2020, where everything just shut down. Students automatically had to go to work, doing their schoolwork virtually versus like having that face to face type of contact. And so the dynamics on the definition of normal was changed for parents, for the students, as well as the staff in the school. And some individuals have different ways of learning. And so trying to adapt to that virtual way of learning, and then, oh, wait, now the world is opened up. We can go back into the school now. Now you have to adjust to this. And so it has been a lot of transition for everyone, especially for these students. I myself don't know how I would have handled it had I been in school during these times.
me as well. Me as well. Because I I'm just in awe. Like, okay, don't have any kids. Okay, I'm glad right now because I don't know what I would do. I probably lose my mind. All right. So along with school, I wanted to get into grades and engagement in school. Definitely took a nosedive across the board regarding students. Uh, what do you think some of the root causes outside of what we just spoke about were?
um, well, I will speak from some of the situations that have come to my attention through like my clients, um, which is, it honestly has been centered around like the anxiety piece, shows social anxiety. Some students who used to be hypersocial, more social than others,
Hmm.
more extroverts, after the pandemic hit, it caused them to close up like a cocoon, where they become more introverted. They didn't really want to be in social environments. They were afraid. Like, even my daughter, she used to be a very uncomfortable when the world opened up and they had to go back into the schools. She was a little bit uncomfortable walking in the hallway with hundreds of students trying to get to class, not knowing if her health was going to be impacted. The mask mandate, all these different components were overwhelming. Just adjusting to these new ways of being and functioning and still trying to maintain your grades, like, that's a lot to put on a child. I mean, even us adults were still, finding it to be challenging. So
Hmm.
it has definitely been quite a lot placed on their plate.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. And I mean, a lot of us are still trying to figure it out so that way we can go forward and not, feel like we're stuck in the mud with some of those situations. And I can see the kids feeling the exact same way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If not even more,
Yeah.
because they're still trying to manage and learn how to manage their emotions in their thoughts at the
Hmm.
same time. So,
Yep. All right. So my next one will be: do you think the next generation of middle and high school students will be different now that the world is different?
yes, absolutely. I would say one being that mental health has become it's starting to become more of a regular conversation in the community, in the schools, in some homes. Hopefully, it will continue to progress outside of the number that is at now. But I think that being more comfortable with expressing oneself would be on another level, because by the next generation coming in, they'll already been exposed to all the things that have already occurred.
Hmm.
So I definitely can see them looking through the lenses as a teenager at the world scope will be a lot different.
Okay. Okay. And from the coaching side, like when I see kids come in, like their entire interactions, it's started to get better, especially with my guys that are, 14, 15, 16, before
Hmm.
they, get to the college phase. The college guys are kind of ingrained in some of the things they want to do. But the 14, 15, 16 year olds are just kind of like, I see them wanting to hang around more because they didn't get that before. Or they didn't have access to it just because, yeah, we were in the house. You couldn't pick up a basketball. I think when we first got back, I kind of yelled because, and I hate yelling, but I kind of yelled because guys weren't like into it. There was like no energy, and I'm just kind of like, we just sat in the house for a year, so I'm gonna get mad very fast here because we should be doing something we enjoy. We're out here, and you guys are like, like this a chore. If it's a chore, go home. I'll kick you all about my practice and talk to you in the hallway afterwards. No, you can't go home. Sit here. Go get you a coke. Have a smile, because look, this ain't it. But just seeing them come back, like at first it was just kind of like I don't think they didn't have the energy. I think it was just kind of like, okay, how long can we do this? Because remember, a lot of the athletes lost their season in the middle of it. So you might be coming from the mind state of, okay, we can get far with this and then we get kicked out of it again because you got all these rumors of pandemic possibly coming back. So I think that was part of it as well.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was sounding very robotic. I was like, I can't hear nothing he's saying.
Okay, okay, no problem. No, what I was
But
saying
I
is,
think that you were. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
nah, we good. All I was saying is the guys, when they came back, I think they thought that because they had lost their seasons, like midway, especially for basketball, they were kind of thinking like, okay, how long is this gonna go on? I think that was like a thought in the back of their head. Because some of my guys, they like lost their season like at super sectional time, so it was just kind of like, whoa, we trying to compete to go down state in normal basketball. Because we literally, me and my head coach were at a game, I think that Tuesday or Wednesday, and we were gonna come back to see them. Obviously Friday compete to go down state, right? Game canceled. I mean, that's when everything shut down. So I think that was just in the back of their minds of, okay, this could happen again. So why am I gonna exert this energy? Plus, it's been 2 years. 2 years for a kid is like an eternity.
Yeah, definitely. I have heard a lot of parents speak to like a place of like I know that there's anxiety, yes, so I don't want to
Hmm.
ignore that.
Yep.
But also just like that lack of motivation,
Hmm.
um, that trying to get them up over that mountain towards being motivated, it has been like a little bit of a challenge. Some young people have already, crossed over and they have become more acclimated into activities and back into the flow of their quote unquote normal, their new normal. But some of them, it has been a challenge for them to kind of like come up and over, that obstacle of not being motivated.
Hmm. And that leads me into my next area I wanted to hit was, um, what are some ideas or items, that people should add to their day to day that could actually make them more productive, even if it's only in mind.
Absolutely. I'm really big on self care. And so, a lot of times individuals, they think about self care and they automatically think that they got to go out and spend a whole bunch of money. Like, oh, I got to go on a trip. Oh, I got to do this. Yeah, those are forms of self care. I love
Hmm.
traveling. That's perfectly fine.
Yep.
But I can't travel every day.
Yep. It's true.
So, there are some things that we can do on just like a daily basis. Like, one of my biggest things that I have made like a personal commitment to myself is always start my day with a place of gratitude, being thankful, being appreciative to the things that you do have. Affirmations are really good.
Hmm.
Listen to a motivational podcast, listening to, what you're doing could be a great thing to do. Shameless plug, right?
Right.
Um, listen to some upbeat music, journaling, taking a walk, exercising. I love going to the gym. Just like practical things, making sure you take care of your body. You know what I mean? Nutrition, fitness, things of those sorts. Oh my God, so sorry. I hope you can edit this out.
I
I hope
can.
you can edit that out.
I can. I can. No big deal.
Oh my
We
God.
good. We
That's
good.
like my daily alarm to get my daughter from school, but she's out of school today. It's conference. Oh
Yep.
my God.
You should see like this phone, my iPad, the other phone's in the other room because I do not want it going off. And I'm pretty sure mom hit that phone too. Like, okay, what do you?
Oh my God. I'm so glad this isn't a live interview. But
We good. We good. Yeah, and I had to stand
um,
up because literally you said the self care, and I'm like, wait a minute, I got my self care shirt on today. Yes.
oh, you do? Okay. Nice.
Yep.
And I see clients, back to back, 3 days out the week. And one of the things that I love to do is in between my sessions, I may cut some music on and dance.
Mhm.
Like something simple, things that you enjoy doing that like you don't need nobody else to do it with. It's just you and it's okay.
Mhm.
Also breathing techniques. Oh my gosh. That is one of the things I think that the world forgot when the pandemic hit. They forgot how to breathe, and so that was one of the things that I was really emphasizing with my clients, or whenever I did like different speaking engagements. Like sometimes we forget the importance of just breathing. Focusing on intentional breathing can make a world of difference. It helps to minimize stress, anxiety, worry, all those different things if we allow ourselves to breathe. Because when we breathe, we're able to clear out our thoughts.
Mhm. Mhm. Definitely. Definitely. Only got a few more items for you. So,
Okay.
got to hit into the athlete portion just for one question here. For
Okay.
athletes, because given your daughter was a track star, not ran track, track star. For athletes, have you seen any changes? If so, what changes have you seen thus far?
Athletes. I would say, and this is based off of me going to games with my daughter, right?
Mm.
I'm going to talk about that. Unless you want me to talk about the NFL and the NBA.
Nah, nah,
So,
nah, nah.
okay. I would say that I've seen like these, like the teenagers, they have been definitely taking a new level of pride and confidence into what they're doing, their sportsmanship and their togetherness, their support of one another. I've noticed that like last year, my daughter, so she's also does cheer. Last year, I remember this one young man was just so disappointed because he missed like a really big shot, like at halftime or something. And one of his teammates came over, and you just noticed from a distance him just like motivating and encouraging him, and taking that moment with his teammate actually shifted the trajectory of the team to where they won that particular game.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was able to rise up to his most optimum self, to where he can perform at his highest level, which helped ultimately the team to be motivated to rise up with him, because I think he was like a captain that year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I would say togetherness, supporting one another, more sportsmanship, and engagement.
Definitely. And those are always tools. I mean, as one guy goes, if you can get the entire group to buy in, I mean, that's always us as coaches. It's always our issue. If we can get the entire group to buy in, we can do anything, regardless of
Yeah.
personnel. It's just about that energy. And the ball has energy. Once it flows to somebody else, it does nothing but bring up the entire morale of the group.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you already know how it goes, like you see the team rising up to the occasion, the momentum starts to build up. You can feel it throughout the whole entire room, even if you don't even catch the ball, right? The ball
Mm-hmm.
not even thrown to you. You can feel that momentum as a coach, or even um, the crowd, the fans. They can feel that momentum collectively take place.
Yep. All right. So the last thing I got, I hope they don't kick us off of here, would be
Okay.
trophy time. So let people know where they can find you, all that good stuff, so that way we continue to help your business flourish here.
Okay, yeah, sure. So, again, my name is Marrika King-Ortiz, but you can find me on Facebook at Marrika Rogers LPC. You can also find me at my website, marrikarogers.com, as well as on IG. I am Marrika_lifestyle coach. So I am definitely going to be launching some big programming around my coaching services. I'm so excited. My targeted audience is high achieving women. So that's entrepreneurs, business women, aspiring business women, not just in the workforce, but also just in your life. How
Mm-hmm.
are you leveling up in your life? And so I'm so excited to share that with the community. So more to